What makes me overthink? What makes you overthink? I think what makes us overthink, I said think like 7 times in that sentence. What makes us overthink the thought of us wanting to control every single thing in our life. When you're somebody who overthinks everything and every second of your life, it gets really frustrating. I mean, I get really stuck in my head. Why do we overthink? Like, what is the main reason we overthink? Well, what I said before is we want to control every single thought in our life. And overthinking is usually having either one thought and having it cycle, or having multiple thoughts circulating over and over and over and over again in our heads. And it drives us crazy. I know it drives me crazy because every day when I wake up, the first thing that I'm thinking is, how am I going to be able to get done everything that I want to do? But I never stop to go, let me address this thought, or let me address one thought. I just allow the cycle to keep going and going and going and going. We let those thoughts cycle instead of picking one and saying, let me attack this thought. Instead of trying to analyze our thoughts, we let our thoughts roam and circulate and hurt us and damage us. And there's a few things that I want to grab out of what I just said. We are allowing ourselves to hurt ourselves. You wouldn't want to like put your hand on a stove and just let it sit there, but you allow yourself to do that when you allow your thoughts to control you, when you allow your overthinking to get past who you are for the day, and you allow your overthinking to hurt you. Overthinking is never a good thing, in my opinion. There's times where you could be thinking about one thing for a long period of time to maybe try to understand it, but overthinking isn't trying to understand your thoughts. It's looking at them and saying, this is annoying, this is a bother, this is bad, this is something that I don't want to deal with right now, and it's letting it circulate and circulate and circulate, and you're hurting yourself, you're beating yourself up, and usually it ends up leading us, and leading at least me, into a negative cycle of thoughts. Sometimes what I myself don't even realize, and I'm realizing it as I'm speaking right now, is these thoughts are hurting me. These thoughts are really hurting my self-worth. It's hurting my acceptance of myself, my ability to actually move and keep going. Why would I want to hurt myself? When you think about your overthinking like that, you could take a step back and say, hold on, I'm hurting myself right now. We don't want to beat ourselves up. We wouldn't want to beat somebody else up with thoughts and with opinions and things like that. And sometimes we do, because a lot of the times when we're having arguments with people, our ego will get in. When we're having arguments with ourselves, our ego gets in. When you overthink and you say, oh, well, I want to make a video right now, or I want to go to the gym right now, but then your ego is telling you, oh, well, you shouldn't do that because of this, this, and this. We beat ourselves up. I think that's the biggest thing with overthinking. We become our thoughts. We become what we're thinking. And it's a problem. It's a problem. What you're thinking is not you. And a lot of the times we turn what we're thinking into ourselves. Maybe somebody told you that you were an introvert when you were younger, or maybe somebody told you that you were antisocial at one point. Maybe you never were. Maybe you never were the things that somebody told you. But those thoughts, just those thoughts alone, what we do instead of allowing ourselves to realize that that's not the case, is we choose to hold on to that thought. Maybe I am what that person said. We become that thought. But open up a book, right? And when you open up a notebook and you take out a pen, flip to a new page, that page is blank. It's a blank canvas, and you can put anything on that page. It's the same thing every moment in the day, and every day that you wake up. Every day is a new opportunity for you to become a new version of yourself. Every day is a new opportunity for you to change your perspective, for you to change how you think about things, for you to change what's going on in your life. The longer that you hold on to these things that are only hurting you and not helping you, the longer that you are hurting yourself. We become our thoughts. How do we stop this? Well, you have to change your perspective and be willing to change your perspective. Something I used to say all the time that I forget so often: our thoughts are just like clouds. Our thoughts are up in our brain. They're up in the sky. And just like clouds, our thoughts are always changing, and our thoughts are always capable of passing over, just like a cloud. So think of your thoughts like clouds. They're up there and they're bothering you, and you're allowing them to control you. Think about a tree. When a storm hits a tree, sometimes the storm, it does get to the trees, but most of the time they stay put in the ground, and the roots of that tree, they stay put. They don't move and they don't budge no matter what. Imagine yourself like that tree. And these clouds, they might have storms, rain might come, thunder might come, but the tree's roots stay grounded. So no matter what happens, no matter what thoughts go into your head, no matter what things pass by, allow yourself to be grounded and realize that you do not have to become your thoughts. You can be the observer of your thoughts. You don't have to become what you're thinking. Overthinking is a challenge I think every single person goes through, and you don't have to admit that you go through it. A lot of people have egos and they say that they never overthink, but I don't believe that that's true. I think every single person at one point in their life overthinks things, but it's up to us, and it's our responsibility to sit and realize that we don't have to let our thoughts control us. We could be the observer of these thoughts, and we could be the person who steps back and goes, you know what? I'm not going to let what I'm thinking hurt me. I'm not going to let what I'm thinking control me. It's okay to overthink, and it's okay if you're overthinking right now, but realize that you are not your thoughts. And the biggest thing that I want to tell you is there's nothing wrong with you. You are absolutely okay. just the way that you are. I don't want to say perfect because nobody's perfect. That's what makes us amazing. But you are okay as you are. There's nothing wrong with you. And I promise you, every single time that you've ever overthought something, think about it, right? Every single time that you've ever overthought about something, you've always been okay in the end. Even if you mentally feel like you're going insane. Even right now, when I feel like I'm mentally gonna beat myself up and go crazy about different things, I'm gonna be okay at the end of the day. I am rooted in who I am rather than what my thoughts tell me I am. And you have to remember to be rooted in who you are and who you want to be, rather than letting the thoughts that bother you, rather than letting the thoughts that are negative, rather than letting the thoughts that are hurting you control you.